And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, host Jan. I hope you're doing well, mate. I really do genuinely, wholeheartedly, hope that while I burp into the microphone. Welcome back to Chelsea News. In this, but the humble small office, not the big Stamford Bridge high-budget studio, or indeed the press room, which sometimes I like to hop into. But anyway, welcome back to Chelsea News today. Today we're discussing Aubameyang's contract termination, potentially, of course. Tommy Tuchel has been presented as the Bayern Munich manager. He's publicly spoken about wanting to get Anthony Barry stealing our coaches, as well as speculation from different news outlets of some players he could raid from Chelsea. He's raiding Chelsea for coaches and players. Thanks for joining me. I would urge you to click like, support your local content creator. You're welcome to subscribe, and should you choose to do so, you should hit their sweet, sweet bell. Yeah. No beer? No mere bingo today. That is a Freudian slip, because last night I drank beer. The cat was already chewing the cables when we came in, so no mere bingo, I'm afraid. Of course, let's start off with Aubameyang. Caught offside, writing this, that the West London club signed Aubameyang for Barcelona for 10 million in the summer for Thomas Tuchel, and of course he slipped down the pecking order. He's just not utilised at all, is he? Reports from Football Insider are suggesting Chelsea are willing to just terminate his contract, I think. Aubameyang is keen to end his stay at Chelsea, and he's also happily to mutually agree to end his contract at the club. And I think should he do that, he would go back to Barcelona. They will sign him on a free. Apparently he still talks to Xavi. Of course, they've got Lewandowski, but Aubameyang scored goals for them, man. So I can see him going back and just everyone being like, fair enough, look, this was one final move to try and appease Tuchel before they sacked him. Obviously didn't work. Fair play to Aubameyang, like, he's just training, he's getting on with it, he's staying healthy, staying fit, he's not causing toxicity, he's not doing any Sky Italia interviews, I'll tell you that much. So, it's fair play. I guess, like, there's nothing to thank him for. I mean, like, sorry, it didn't work out for anyone, brother. And we move. On strikers and Sky Italia interviews, Romelu Lukaku scored a hat-trick of goals yesterday against Sweden. I think Sweden are quite a good team, by the way. I don't think necessarily like the best, but there was quite good Sweden. They're always like an international team you see knocking about with fairly good players. He scored a hat-trick. Now, I haven't seen the goals. People informed me they were tap-ins. But they're still goals. 3 of them. In a game. Wild. Dude's got like 71 goals for Belgium in like 100 games or something. Absolutely insane strike rate. Look, when he was doing this and scoring loads for his club Inter, that's when I thought, right, we are in business. I'm not going to say to you now, let's bring back Romelu Lukaku, because I'm not going to do that. And I don't think that bridge can be repaired. But damn, maybe that's good for us in terms of getting value back for him. If he starts scoring goals again, either Inter somehow find money, or another major European club who can pay his wages will pipe up. You do wonder, like, maybe eventually PSG. I always say PSG because they got more money than sense. They love an overpriced striker. Obviously, he's a French speaker. He'll fancy scoring goals in Ligue 1, and he'll have an opportunity to win more trophies. He's only got 2 league titles, and one's a Belgium league title. So he's got that. He's obviously got the Scudetto with Inter. And then what's he won? He won, was he there at United when they won the stuff under Mourinho? I'm not sure he was. I think he came afterwards. So yeah, he's won the Club World Cup and the Super Cup with Chelsea. Was he even there for the Super Cup? To be fair, he did score in both Club World Cup games. So that is like, has got his fingerprints on that trophy. But yeah, he'll want to maybe win trophies, so maybe he could go to Paris Saint-Germain or Paris Saint-Germain and we'll make some money back. Who knows? Be very interested if you've got any flickering hope that Romelu Lukaku can score a goal or more, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 for Chelsea again. Let me know, comment down below. Right, so, of course, Thomas Tuchel very, very quickly put in situ as the Bayern Munich manager after Julian Nagelsmann was canned by the club. He found out himself on social media while he was, like, out with his missus, and then his missus left him. I don't know, I heard that on a podcast, so I should have checked that. But imagine hearing, like, you've been canned from, the biggest job in Germany, and then your bird's, like, just drops you. That is cold. The coldest story ever told in. So Thomas Tuchel, apparently he's been living in Munich for a while, which makes you think he's been lurking in the background, waiting to pounce on that job. Great job for him, to be fair. Not that he doesn't deserve it, but superb. And of course, big talking points is maybe coming back to his former club, Chelsea, who have loads of players, lots of which he did sign and lots of which he knows backwards, as well as coaches. We'll talk about players in a moment, but first off, he publicly stated in his unveiling in his press conference that he wants Anthony Barry. Now, Anthony Barry obviously came in with Lampard, he stayed with Tuchel, and he stayed with Potter, so he's like the ever-present coach throughout these 3 managerial tenures. We brought him in under Lampard because he was good at set-piece defending coach. He's a really highly rated coach, Anthony Barry, and I said this before on the channel, should we have sacked Potter this season, I don't think we would have appointed another person. Like, obviously, people are talking about Nagelsmann now, he's a free agent. He might go to Tottenham, though. But obviously before that, I was like, if it becomes untenable with Potter, like the fans turn on him at Stamford Bridge and the players stop playing for him, something like that, then if that happen, then Anthony Barry to the rest of the season, that kind of thing. Like he's been offered like, his own jobs and international teams or clubs want him to coach, and he's still like, young, bro. He's like 36 or something. I know he looks 50, but dude is young. He's a really highly rated coach, and that's why Thomas Tuchel wants to bring him to join Arno Michels and Zolt Low, which of course were his assistants at Chelsea as well. And he wants to get the band back together fully with Anthony Barry. And I do wonder if Barry should go. Not that I want him to go, I think because I want him to stay, but like... what an experience that would be for a young coach. I'm sure Tuchel would look after him in terms of, maybe learning German and acclimatizing to the culture and all the kind of stuff like that when you go to another country and league. And it'd probably be really good for his managerial career. It makes you think of like, Ten Hag was Pep Guardiola's assistant at Bayern, I believe. Wasn't Hansi Flick also an assistant at Bayern, and then became obviously the Bayern coach, and then obviously the German national team coach. So it looks like a righteous path, that assistant coach at Bayern Munich. So maybe he'll do that. Who knows? I want him to stay. He's obviously a very, very good coach, but maybe his career will be calling him, and he'll think, screw this Chelsea lark. This is a long ting. Anyway, players might go as well. The Metro reporting this. Thomas Tuchel wants to reunite with Chelsea stars Kovacic and Mendy at Bayern Munich. And also, I've read reports online that he could even contact or try and get Mason Mount, who of course will have 12 months left on his deal. And what do we know? Thomas Tuchel loves Mason Mount. And even Kai Havertz, which makes me think... he did play Kai a lot towards the end. Often he played him over Romelu Lukaku, as we know. He's very frustrated with him at times. I'm not sure how close they were. Obviously, I think he fell out with Werner in terms of the German internationals. But I don't know, because if Kai Havertz left Chelsea, if he was sold from Chelsea, I don't think Real Madrid would want him anymore. He would go to Bayern Munich, wouldn't he? Like, he would just go to Bayern Munich. Like, that's the natural landing place for Kai Havertz. He plays really well for the German national team. They always have big internationals playing at Bayern. Kind of just fits. So I wonder if he would buy Kai Havertz. I'm not saying I'd like him to. You know, again, if you watch this channel and you have watched the channel for a long time, I do think Havertz is a uniquely brilliant talent. But whether will they ever be able to consistently bring that out, I'm not so sure. He does look better under Graham Potter. It is worth mentioning. On Friday, it was confirmed that Bayern had sacked their manager and Julian Nagelsmann and appointed Thomas Tuchel as his replacement. The German had been out of work since he was sacked by Chelsea last September, and he signed a contract till 2025. So he keeps signing these like short contracts when he goes to these new clubs. So of course he wants to win the title there, and he's still in all competitions, including the German Cup and Champions League, which he will absolutely be relishing the chance to eliminate Pep Guardiola's Manchester City again from the Champions League. But after that, he'll have a chance to reshape his squad. Calcio Mercato report that Kovacic and Mendy are targets for the Bundesliga giants, with both players tipped to leave West London very soon. First off, Edouard Mendy, people would probably be okay with that. He absolutely would want to go, and this would be an excellent opportunity for him. Is Neuer still playing in goal? He's got to be super old now, Neuer, surely he's got to be super old. And of course, Mendy's 31, which for a goalkeeper's still in your prime. Yeah, they could probably get a good deal. Tuchel knows how to work with Mendy. You know, it was Potter that made Kepa number one again. So Tuchel would probably be happy bringing Edouard Mendy. That's probably a deal that's suitable. I think Kovacic would not please me. I think he's a very good player. But again, if we truly have designs to completely rebuild the midfield in terms of profile, and they say, right, we don't need Kovacic's, like, you know, press-resistant ball progression, like carrying up the pitch in this new way of playing. We only want to pass it around in midfield. Then maybe they flog him. But Kovacic has been wearing the captain's armband recently. I don't think that's necessarily a ploy to try and convince him to stay or extend or make him feel valued. I think it's just a case of, here we are, see if you can lift the team. And he's done all right, actually, to be honest. So he does deserve props for that. I'm so, like, conflicted, because I do like many of the Chelsea players, and we have many players to like. There's a lot of talent in there, and Kovacic, you know, again, he did win Player of the Season 3 years ago before Mount won the double or the consecutive ones. He's just a great player, and I think he speaks German as well. So I think he'll probably slot right in there and be an opportunity to win loads of titles. I mean, Maybe we do just sell Mendy and Kovacic to Bayern Munich. Of course, we're only reacting to an article here that's citing Calcio Mercato as the source, so however much you want to believe. Although, you know, Tuchel was publicly saying in the unveiling in the press conference he wants Anthony Barry, and you just absolutely wouldn't be shocked at all if he wants previous Chelsea players. You know, he wanted some PSG players. Of course, Thiago Silva came before he joined, but he wanted to sign Marquinhos. We tried to sign a couple of PSG players, but obviously you just can't convince a state-backed club to sell players they don't want to, because they've just got money on tap. But he'll look at Chelsea. He'll know Chelsea need, or Bayern and Tuchel will look at Chelsea. No, we need to develop funds. He knows how to use these players, and he'll see an opportunity to buy some incredible players from a club in Chelsea that need to sell. So what do you think, guys? Who would you sell? Who do you think could go to Bayern Munich? Mendy, Kovacic, Havertz, Mount? Who could go? You decide. I look forward to reading the comments. Thank you for dropping a like and subscribing to this YouTube channel, Football Therapy. I love you very much, and I can't wait to see you here in the next video. Ciao, ciao!